Good morning. With me today, I have fashion guru, and I've been following this girl since like my university
Since we were
days.
young, yeah.
But then, okay lah.
Yeah.
And now she's turned, this whole online fashion into like this leading brand in Singapore. Rachel from Bonito.
Hi everyone.
Yes,
thank you, Cheryl, for
Thank
having
you
me.
so much.
Yes.
Okay, so I think Rachel has so many things behind her that I'm so interested to find out also. So okay, Rachel, first things first, right? How do you? I'm just gonna go right into it. Okay?
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about yourself first.
A little bit more about myself. Wow, okay. I am Rachel. I co-founded Love Bonito, and I think I spent a good part of my life, about 14 years, building Love Bonito as well. So I think that's something that, Love Bonito is a huge part of my life, and to a certain extent, I feel that it's a calling. Yeah, so yeah, I think basically that's me. I'm married, no kids yet, and I have two brothers. I'm the middle child in the family, and I'm really close to my mom. Yes.
Okay, wow, I think she's been the woman who's inspired you. I think that's so amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Rachel.
Yes.
How do you think you see yourself versus how do you think the world sees you?
Wow. How do I guess, sometimes when people meet me for the first time, and I think some of the comments that they make is that, oh, I didn't know that you're so loud and fun, right? Because I think maybe behind the screen, where people usually mostly see me, I think on the other side of the screen is actually, I can come across a little bit more serious. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think I'm very fun. I try to live life to the fullest. I think I have a good sense of humor, as in like you can joke with me, you can joke about me, I'm okay, I can take it, and I don't take life too seriously. While I take work very seriously, I don't take life too seriously. So I think that's really important. So I guess maybe the world sees me as a little bit more serious,
No,
gentle.
I think you're very 热情.
Yeah, but maybe because you know me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but maybe if you don't know me or you've never met me or experienced me, yeah.
But how do you think you see yourself?
How do I think I see myself? I think over the years, and one thing that I feel like I'm pretty proud about myself is that I'm very self-aware. I'm very self-aware. I know who I am, who I'm not, my strengths, my weaknesses, things like that. So I guess that's also one very important trait in life. I guess all of us need, right? To be absolutely self-aware, to constantly seek out also feedback, on like blind spots that we have. Really, what people when they work with you, when they live with you, their thoughts on you, how they find you, or things like that. So I think I'm very self-aware in that sense also.
And I think on Insta stories we always see Rachel like she's constantly improving herself. She's like meditating, she's like doing her workout, and then she's like having all these inspirational quotes and these woman empowerment courses and things like that. So I think that helps your self-awareness.
It does.
So, just so in tune with everything. So in that case, right, do you have like a daily ritual, like what you must do every single day?
Yes. So firstly, I really believe that our purpose in life is to really discover our potential and calling and live it out, right? All of us have different routes to success because we're all gifted with different abilities and talents. And for me, I think the goal in life is to really be the best version of ourselves, and how to be the best version of ourselves is to really continuously, intentionally, consistently grow and develop through self-learning in many different ways, right? So I think a habit that I picked up a couple of years ago, which I realized really has helped me along in my journey, is so every morning when I get ready for work, I would always play a podcast episode or two, right? So when I'm getting ready, doing my hair, putting on some makeup, moisturizer, everything. I think in that 20 minutes, it was a good solid time for me to really listen and learn instead of just having nothing at all. So I think it's a really intentional feeding of the mind. When I journey to work or anywhere, I will intentionally plug in. I really feed my mind with positive thoughts, with encouraging thoughts, and with lessons, right? So I think that's really important, and that has really helped me along the way. The other thing that I found really important is actually my weekly reflections. So Every Sunday I will sit down and go through the week, and really write down, kind of like journaling, like what I've been through, how I felt about certain things, and yeah, it can be just really simple. But I found this habit to be really important because I think as I look back over the last months and years, I really found how I have grown, or I found certain threads about myself that really reflected on my principles and values and things like that. And I do think that all of us shouldn't just go through experiences, right? We should really grow through evaluated, reflected experiences. I've always believed that two persons can go through the same struggles, hardship, downfall, or whatever. But why is it that one person can emerge stronger, victorious, and the other one can maybe be defeated? I think it's really learning from it, picking ourselves up, and then having the courage to try again. So yeah, I think these two key things, listening to podcasts every morning intentionally, and then my weekly journaling, that's really, really helped.
Yeah. What I think is very interesting is that you have a very strong mindset and you're very positive. And as you're saying that everybody goes through struggles, which is true. But how you come out victorious, and then people only see the very glamorous side of you. I mean, you're in fashion, you're in retail. So what are some of your struggles growing up, and what are some of the struggles with your business?
Yeah, I guess to your point, I may seem mentally strong and positive, right? But I think it's also a muscle that I've learned to build over the years, right? I do think that mental strength at the end of the day is everything, because we are always left with our self-talk, the voices in our heads. Whether we can do it or not, half the time, if we believe in our minds that we can do it, most of the time we can do it. So I always believe that, it's conquering that self-talk, and that voice in our head is super important. Growing up, I think, I guess I found that the core purpose of Love Bonito is really to help women, to empower women through discovering who she is, embracing who she is, and being the best version of who she is, because I have been on that journey myself, right? Growing up, I was never the top of the class. I don't come from a rich family, and surrounded by really brilliant, smart, capable peers and beautiful peers. And so it took me a long time. I mean, even let's talk about physical body type and whatever, right? Like to really, accept myself for who I am, embrace myself for who I am, and then learn to, for example, dress up for myself with silhouettes of clothing pieces that would suit my frame, suit my body type, flatter my flaws and things like that. So it's little simple things like that that also led me to then, when I started working, in Love Bonito, because I have never really worked under any boss or leader. So I've never really known what's a good boss, what's a bad boss, or things like that. So having to learn the hard way, a lot of lessons on leadership. Also having to learn the hard way to really accept that, hey, while I'm gifted in these areas, but I'm also not gifted in a lot of other areas, and I do struggle with a lot of them, and really coming to terms that it's okay, we don't have to be it all. Just looking at the abilities and gifts that I'm blessed with, and then working on them and honing them to become stronger at them, and then working with different people who are smarter and better than me in different disciplines to make it work. So I think, and it takes a lot of humility, self-awareness to come to terms, and to really also accept that, hey, I guess at the end of the day, we all have a different purpose in life, and we're all meant to come together to make an impact in our different ways. So I guess in my journey of really going through life, since growing up, dealing with insecurities, comparing myself with others, I think all these are real struggles that I have learned to get better and stronger at over the years. And I do think that that's something that I really, really want to help women as well, right? I think also through Love Bonito, right, through the clothing that we create, I think if you really look at the design process, how we think about every single piece that we create, right? The fit, why is this seam not 1 inch lower or 1 inch higher, where it sits exactly where it flatters a woman, little things like that. We spend a lot of thought and effort into trying to perfect it for the woman, because we know how much it means to her, right? It's like an armor that we put on every day. It's not superficial, because we know and we believe that dressing up has immense psychological effects on ourselves. When you look good, you feel good, you stand taller, you speak a little louder, and you shine a little brighter. So that's really what we want to do for women. Like myself, I've been through it, and I guess at the end of the day, we really believe that yeah, women and all of us can be confident, self-assured to pursue our passions and dreams.
And that's why I'm dressed in all Love Bonito.
Yes!
So from accessories
so good. Yay!
shoes, everything's in Love Bonito. Yeah.
Yay.
I mean, thank you for sharing, so candidly about the struggles you face, and you say that you have insecurities about your body, but seriously, which part are you insecure?
So the trick is that I always dress according to my body type. So you will not see I mean, all of us, we have flaws in our own ways, or we have body parts that we really do not like, right? I mean, for me as well, I guess for me it's really dressing accordingly, right? So sometimes people say, oh, but I can't tell, or what?
Yeah, I can't.
But it's really because I hide it well, I've mastered it, Yeah, it's dressing accordingly. So yeah, it's really important. It's a life skill.
Yes. Okay, you're telling me all this about your life and everything. I can just imagine when one day you're 90 years old, right? I think a lot of people will be, you'll be surrounded with a lot of people who love you, kids, grandkids, and your colleagues, and all these people you have bring up along the way, along the Love Bonito. What do you think you want them to say most about you when you're 90 years old?
Wow. That's a really good question. I guess for me, what I strive to do in my life and what I hope to be remembered for, I guess, is to really be able to see people for who they are and really believe in them and to lift them up and encourage them. I think the world is always quick to criticize, bring us down, condemn, write us off, or always, reminding us of our failures, where we're not good at, But for me, I've always really believed in seeing the best in everyone and celebrating them through whatever small wins or not. And I also do think that when we fall, right, because all of us will have troubles and hard times, but when we struggle, it's really giving them a word of encouragement to help them believe in themselves and to really journey with them along the way. So yeah, for me, it's really, I hope to be remembered for being there for someone or for them at a point in time where they didn't believe in themselves, but where I believed in them, and that gave them courage to take another step.
I think you make a very good mentor. I mean, firstly, when Rachel speaks to you, right, she really looks at you into your eyes. It's as if she really knows what you want to say. Honestly, I really do enjoy talking to her, and she's really, really positive. I think she's one really good mentor. If you have her as your mentor, you are very lucky. Okay, last but not least, as much as I do not want to end this because I think I'm learning so much from you, do you have any tips for young entrepreneurs?
Wow. Firstly, entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And that's okay, because it doesn't mean that if you're not an entrepreneur, you're not on your road to success or you can't succeed. I really do believe that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, as much as a lot of different other things are not for everyone as well, right? I think don't be pressured by the society in today's world where, all of us are just, if I need to be an entrepreneur, I need to start my own business, blah, 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 things like that. It is very sad for me because, sometimes when I give talks in schools and universities and, you ask, okay, so how many of you here aspire to be entrepreneurs? And everyone raises up their hands. Well, that's great. So I ask, okay, so what do you want to do? What do you hope to, how do you hope to make the world a better place? And they'll be like, oh yeah, actually, that's a good question. I don't know. What should I do? Actually, what should I do? Where should I? What product or service should I do? And to me, it's flawed in that sense because it doesn't start from there, right? It really starts from a need that you see, that you know that you can really improve and help people with, that it doesn't exist already, or maybe exists but you can do better in it. So I guess don't be pressured just because perhaps you don't end up, or you're not an entrepreneur, or you're not on your journey to being an entrepreneur. I do very much believe that all of us have different roads to succeed in life. I think also the next thing is there is no age limit to being an entrepreneur. If I had the chance, I would have really wanted to learn as much as I could from other people first, work in companies or industries that I've always been interested in, and really learn to see how they do the operations, how they do everything, and be paid to make mistakes in that sense before coming out and trying something on your own. So yeah, I think these two, not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur, and that's okay. All of us have different roads to success. And secondly is there's no age limit to being an entrepreneur, so you can start when you're 30, 40, 50, it's totally fine. Yeah, don't be pressured to start when you're 20s or 18 or things like that. Yeah.
So thank you very much
Yeah.
for all your words of wisdom, all your advice. I think this is really one very, very valuable session. So thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you, Cheryl.